Anthony Hartwig here with a Crestview Volleyball player profile. I am joined by junior Lydia Campbell. Lydia, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thanks for having me.
You got it. My first question for you, obviously, this Crestview team just won their 8th consecutive conference championship, 4th in the MVAC. You're a part of this dominant era of Crestview Volleyball. What's it been like for you?
It's been a really fun experience just being out there with the girls. It's just really fun to play volleyball with them, and it's been really cool and just absolutely insane.
You know, a lot of these faces we knew coming into the season, but you're one of the ones that really stepped up this year, took a bigger role on the team, and has really shined in it as a middle blocker, rotating when Abby Emch goes into the back row. What's it been like for you to take a bigger role on this team and to be able to, like you said, share the floor with so many great athletes?
At first, not gonna lie, it was really intimidating because they're such good players. Everybody on the court is so good. And so it was kind of intimidating at first, but then it just became really fun, and everybody out there is just so easy to play with, and I know that they have my back out on the court.
Was there a moment that you can remember where it went from intimidating to just like, you were confident, you knew you could do it, and fun instead of intimidating?
Probably just after like the first couple of games when like I would get a block or get a kill and everybody would just like jump on top of me and like pounce me and just really support me.
It's a great feeling, and I know one of the things I want to talk about are the seniors that you do have on the team, because they're showing you what kind of leader you want to be next year. So what kind of things have you learned from the seniors on the team this year that you're going to take into your senior year next year?
They really just show like how to be like really supportful and like just supporting of everybody on the team. And even like if you mess up, like just don't get like mad at the person. Just like tell them like, oh, hey, it's okay. It's okay to mess up. And then they just really bring like a light, fun attitude to the gym. And that's something that makes it a lot easier to play.
You know, a lot of people see the domination from Crestview and think you just roll out there and you just do it. And that's not the case. You guys put in a lot of work. What kind of things can you say about the team off the court and on the practices, the work that's put in to make this team as good as it is?
Everybody's giving like 110% during practice, and we're constantly working hard. We're constantly learning new things and getting better. But then like on and off the court, we're still like friends, and we're hanging out with each other and just having a good time and laughing with each other.
Yeah, we see how hard you guys play when it's game time. Take us through a typical practice for Crestview. What does Coach Hour's practices kind of look like?
It can depend on the day. Most days we warm up, we condition a little, and then we do some positional training, and then we do some team stuff in which we go through lineups, work on just like some things from games in the past that we need to work on. Like, yeah.
For you personally, what is the hardest part of a Coach Hour practice? What's the one part of a practice that you're like, oh man, might not get through this?
Probably like serve, receive, and like passing stuff, because I'm not like used to it and they expect so much, and I mean, as they should, but it can be a little intimidating to be receiving serves from like Grace and not getting them perfect, but trying my best still.
You know, we see Coach Hour on the sidelines for games. We know what her game day mentality and her game day personality is like. For all those fans out there that only get to see during the games, what are some things about Coach Hour that maybe they don't know that you guys get to see in practice and off the court as well?
She really just, she doesn't like yell at us, and she's like really supportive of us and just helps us out. And yeah.
Every coach has one little pet peeve, one thing that like if we're doing this, it's going to make her a little bit angry. What do you think is Coach Hour's pet peeve with this team?
That's a really good question. Her biggest pet peeve would probably be I'm not quite sure. We're kind of a rowdy little group sometimes.
I know. Speaking of the group, you guys have all these theme nights that you're putting together, and the parents get involved, and it's always fun. What's that been like for just team chemistry to be able to have that kind of moments with your team on game days?
It's really fun. It really brings the team together more. It's a really nice team bonding when we're just all dressed up in crazy outfits. And then we look across to all the fans and they're all dressed up in crazy outfits and we're dancing before games and dancing during games. It's really insane and it helps really bring the team together.
What has been your favorite theme so far that you guys have had?
Probably the Barbie day when we all dressed up as different Barbies and we have Barbie boxes in the gyms. That was a really fun theme.
If someone came to you and said, "Hey, the next theme's on you. You have to pick one." What do you think is something that you guys haven't done yet that you would really like to see?
Something that I would be like a senior citizen night where everybody just dress up as like old people, and I think that would be really funny.
I like that. I like that. It would definitely take the pressure off some of the parents.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Let's talk about you off the court a little bit. Obviously you're a great volleyball player. We see you put so much time into the sport. What other things do you like to put your time into? What are some of your other interests outside of volleyball?
I'm on the school's bowling team and I do the school's musical and I work at Dairy Queen.
Bowling. Let's talk about bowling first. Let's go other sport. When you transition from volleyball into bowling, what's that transition like for you and what got you into being on the bowling team?
The transition's really easy because volleyball, I mean, you put a lot of work and it's a very like time consuming thing and it can lead to a lot of stress, but bowling is just kind of a fun little thing that I like to do. It's free bowling, as we say, and my family got me into it because both my siblings were on the bowling team. And so when I got to high school, I was just like, oh, I'll go on the bowling team too.
When you think of, having a sport like that where it's a little bit more, like you said, freeing and it's not as pressure-filled as volleyball, what's that do for you after such a long, grueling, pressure-filled volleyball season?
It can kind of just like help me like relax a little and take like the pressure off and take like more stress off. And it helps me just like relax and just have fun. And
now you also said you're in the school's musicals. What has been your favorite part of being involved with the drama club and the musicals that the school's put on so far?
It's really just like the connections you make and the people you meet doing it. You get to see different sides of people that like you might not have seen before. And you just really make friendships that last a lifetime.
Are you a big theater person? Do you have a favorite musical out there that you really enjoy?
I really like the musical Beetlejuice. Mm-hmm. It's a good musical. I really like it.
What's the favorite one that you think Crestview has put on so far in your high school career?
Probably Anastasia would be my favorite that we've put on. It was a really good musical, really well done.
Let's talk about, obviously you're only a junior, but you have to start thinking about the future a little bit. You're going to be a senior next year. You got to start thinking about what you want to do after high school. Have those thoughts even started to enter your mind yet on, what kind of your future plans would be?
A little bit, but I also tried not to think about it because it can be really stressful. And so I kind of just push those thoughts away sometimes.
Push them out of here. Get out of here. You guys are undefeated. You've only lost one set all year. And people are just asking, how do you keep that level of consistency and, sheer dominance throughout the whole season? From your perspective, you're in the team, you're in the practices, you're in the games. What is it about this team that lets them not just win every game, but just really dominate every game they play?
Like I said before, like the team is really just like a family. So going out there and playing is less of like, it's not so stressful. It's very much just like, we're just having fun out there. We're just playing as a team. We're playing as a family and the chemistry is insane. And yeah.
You guys are trying to become the first team to get to state for Crestview Volleyball. What would that mean to you if you guys were able to go down to Barberton and get a win in regionals and punch your ticket to Wright State?
That would be absolutely incredible. I mean, I went to Barberton last year with the team. I didn't play, but I was on the bench. And then my freshman year, I went down to Barberton. And so it would just be really cool to like get out of there and to win a game there and just be insane.
I mean, forget about state. I mean, like you said, you didn't play last year in Barberton. So if you guys are lucky enough to get into districts and win districts, what's that going to be like for you just to be a part of this whole postseason hoopla and to be able to play games that you know it's win or go home? And what excites you the most about being a part of that this year?
I saw how much fun everybody was having on the court last year. I feel like just like the excitement out there seemed really fun, and it's something that I'm excited to be a part of. And I really hope that we can go far this year so I can continue to be part of that excitement.
This is our first time talking to you so far in your career. So I want to ask you a little bit about your family. You know, what do you think is special about your family, and what are some of your favorite things about your family life off the court of volleyball?
My family's all really supportive. I have 2 siblings in college that I really just look up to, and I just like strive to be like them. And my family, they're all hard workers and just really loving and caring.
You know, 2 older siblings that are both in college, which means you get to lean on their experience. What's that like to just look up to them and to be able to, you know, ask them for advice, whatever it may be, whether it be in life or in school or even in sports? What's that been like for you to have the older siblings that you can look up to?
It's been really helpful because if I have a question about something, whether that's homework or just like relationships or like just like life advice in general, I'm able to ask them because they've lived through it, they've experienced it all. So they usually have some answer that can make me feel a little bit better about it.
This Crestview volleyball team, especially the varsity, they're all big role models because of the success you've had. You included. Everyone that steps on that court, you know, you see little girls in the program, they want to be like you. They want to be where you're at one day. What's that like for you to kind of realize that because of the success this team is having, you have a bunch of younger kids looking up to you saying that they want to be where you're at when they grow up?
It's honestly something that I never imagined like would happen. I never pictured that I would have little girls like 5 years old looking up to like me and seeing just like, oh, I want to play volleyball when I'm older. So it's really cool to see like just like the community like looking up and just supporting.
Who did you look up to when you were 5 years old? Who were some people that you wanted to be like when you grew up?
Well, I wanted to be like my mom when I grew up, and I wanted to be like some professional athletes when I grew up. And just a lot of older athletes that I was really just admired.
I like that you said your mom. As you've gotten older, how close to your mom's personality do you think you are? I mean, are you pretty alike with your mom, or do you think you're a little bit different than your mom?
I'd say I'm pretty like my mom. We both have similar personalities, similar just ways of going with life.
All right, before we let you go, Lydia, I want to give you the chance to thank your support system. I know you have a lot of people in your corner. I want you to take as much time as you want to give them all a shout out and let them know in this interview how much their support means to you.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank like all of my teammates that I've had through not only this year, but past years for all sports, not just volleyball. I would like to thank my family for just always supporting me and always giving me rides to practices when I couldn't drive. And then I'd like to thank all like the coaches that I've ever had because they've kept pushing me and they've made me work harder. And then just like the community, the students, the families, the friends, they come out to our games and they support us and they're cheering. And honestly, we wouldn't be anything without them. We would just be some volleyball team playing.
Lydia, we want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come and join us and talk to us about your junior season. We wish you the best of luck going forward, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you.